Hey guys, how are you? It is Darla with Stampin' with Chaos, and it is Wednesday evening, and I am doing a video so I can get it posted for first thing in the morning. Woohoo! I am on the ball today. For one day out of 2 weeks, not bad. I received this stamp, and it's from our celebration, 2025 celebration. So when you purchased, I believe it was $60, then you got to pick from one of the items for free, and this is one of them, and I am in love with this stamp set. I love it, love it, love it. So sometimes you just want to do a quick, easy, basic card, not all the foof, not all the cutting out and doing all that. And this card that I'm going to show you, I'm going to case it off of another gal that I saw on Facebook. She did hers a little bit different than I did, and I'm really excited to share it with you. It's super cute, super fun, super easy. So I'm going to go ahead and put you down so we can get started on this. I'm using our crumb cake, and I need to, this was an 8.5 by 11, but I'm trying to use up my scraps. I'm trying to be better at that. So we're going to just make sure that this is 5.5 by 8.5, which it is. And then I'm going to go ahead and score it at 4 1/4. Oh, I have a little bit quarter down there. Okay. We're going to score it at 4 1/4. Okay, and then we are going to take another piece of the crumb cake, and we are going to cut it to 5 by 3. So let's see, 5. I'm going to cut this end by 3 3/4. Okay, we'll get this out of the way. I've got my mats under here because I'm going to have to use them to stamp on. Okay, and I'm going to take my bone folder real quick, and we are going to make sure we get a good fold on this. Okay, the other day I made a card and I did it backwards. I was so mad at myself. Okay, so I got ahead and I got this. The first thing I'm going to do is I am going to stamp around the edges. And I'm just going to do this because this is going to go on top of it, and so it'll just show a little bit of the edges. I've done this before, but I'm not going to stamp with an ink. I'm going to use our Versamark. And what this does, this just makes, it just changes the color of the cardstock. And on this crumb cake, it works really, really good. So I'm just going to take this little stamp, and I am going to do this because I am going to stamp off. And I'm just going to go around. I'm just going to go around the edge. And it doesn't have to be perfect. And this Versamark, if you can hear it, it pulls the stamp. It's really a sticky thing. It's not like a normal stamp pad. Now, if we were to put embossing powder on this, then you could make these all nice and shiny. But all I'm doing is changing the color of the cardstock. That's all I wanted to do. I want to add some color, but I wanted it to coordinate, so this was the best way for me to do this. Okay, we're just going to go around, and like I said, it does not have to be perfect. Okay, oh, that one didn't even show very good. You're not going to see it anyways. Whoops. We'll add another one. Okay. So then if I take my cardstock and I put this on, you can see exactly what I'm talking about. You can just barely see the flowers on the edges. There's a couple spots. I want to add a couple more. Just kind of brighten it up a little bit. So you could go as close or as far as apart as you wanted. This one is really open. So we'll just add a little bit. Isn't that cute though? It just gives it a little bit of a little color around the edge. Okay, I'm going to put this to the side, and now we're going to work on this. Okay, we are going to take this corner stamp that looks like this, and we're going to go around the total edges of it, and we're going to use our basic black. I gotta put the Versamark away, and I need to clean this so it doesn't stick to my stamp. This was a little tricky, but if I don't hurry, I can do it and make it right. So I'm going to take the stamp pad to the stamp, number one, because this is really, really big, and I don't want it all over the pad. I just want it I want it where I want it. Okay, then we're going to come down here, get this centered, and I'm going to go right on the corner, get it right where you want it. Okay, and we're going to pull that off. That looks pretty good. And then we're going to do it again. We're going to do this about 4 times. The first 2 times you're going to use the whole stamp, but the last 2 times you aren't, because you got to match it up. So biggest thing is don't rock it. You don't want it to. Okay, see how that is? Now I want to fill these little spots in. So what I did is I'm going to go ahead and clean this, because I only want certain parts of this. So I want to make sure that I get all the black off, because I don't want black in the wrong spot. Okay, so we got our stamp all clean, and we're going to take some painter's tape. You know, painter's tape is my go-to. You can use washi tape, you can use all sorts of tape, but Darla uses painter's tape. And what I want is I just want a little of this stamp to go right there. So I'm going to cross it off down here at the bottom right here with the painter's tape. And then, or block it off. And so what that does is it will not stamp. I think it was about right there. So let's see. So see, if I bring that down, it will not ink anything after that, which is what I want, because I don't want any of this. Whoops. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to stamp it like I would, and then I'm going to pull off the painter's tape. Now, I just did a big boo-boo, and you can see it right there. You can see that I've got black on these edges, and I don't want black there. So I'm going to be very, very careful, and I'm going to take it off. Okay. Get this out of the way so I don't wear it. And then we're going to come down here, and we're just going to match this up the best that we can. And I'm going to actually put an extra little piece of paper down here so I don't stamp off on my mat. Okay, there we go. Can you see me? Okay, so we're going to match it up the best that we can as far as spacing, and we're going to stamp off. I got a little extra one there, but that's okay. It's not going to be bad. It'll still be cute. Okay, now I'm going to do the same thing over here. Let's see if I can do it a little bit better this time. If I was selling this card, I probably would flip it over, and I'm going to. I'm going to redo it because that's not perfect, and I want it perfect. Okay, let's try this again. So we are going to do this for the first time. I wonder, you know, I don't know. Okay, got some good ink on there. Bring this over, push it down. We're going to pull it up. Okay, then we're going to do the same thing over here. Okay, we're going to go up here and do the same thing, get it all centered. Okay, we're going to pull it up, and I'm going to forget which side it was the bad side in a minute. Okay, we're going to clean this off. Okay, and then we're going to mask with our painter's tape. So we need to come over here and figure out, it's right at that third, 1, 2, 3. So it's right at the crease of that one. Let's try it again. See if I can do it right this time. Okay, and now we want to take the tape off because we obviously got some black on it, and we don't want that on our card. So we're going to take that off, and then I'm going to line it up maybe a little bit better. There we go. That was better. Okay, now let's do the same thing over here. We're going to put it back on. I know this looks complicated, but it is really not. If I can do it, you can do it. If I can do it, you can do better. Okay, so I'm going to go down to the third one like I did before, and I'm going to mask it off. And then we're going to Get a good stamp on it. Pull off the masking tape. Make sure you don't have any black on your hands. Get that out of the way. And we're going to match it up the best we can again. There we go. See, really, it wasn't that easy. You just need to slow down and take your time, and it falls right into place. Okay. We're going to give it a second to dry. I'm going to use this stamp, which says life is better with friends like you. And that is out of our, what stamp set is it? I went around through all my stamp sets looking for sentiments. So this is our Flowers of Friendship. So I tried it in white. She had done it in white, and I tried it several different times, and I don't know if it was my white ink or I just didn't like it. So I'm going to stamp it in black. It gave it a real crisp look, and I really liked it. So we're going to come back over here, and we're going to stamp it right in the middle. Trying to see, there's a little smudge there. Yeah, let's do it this way. Okay. Do not ask me why I just did that. I have no idea. I just turned it around and it's the same card. Okay. So we got that on there. A little bit crooked, but we're going to keep it. Then I took my watercolor pencils and I took our Whisper White pencil, and I just went around colored all of the flowers in with white. Now this is going to be like you guys watching paint dry. So I will try to hurry. Well, I'm not going to hurry, but I'll. I cannot believe the wind out there today. Holy moly. It's horrible. I left my kitchen window open, which now means I get to wash my dishes again because we don't have a dishwasher, so they sit right there on the counter, and when I came home for lunch, they were covered. It's like, oh, yay. And at work, right across from my office, there is a nice field that was blowing. I actually had my heater on a couple times today on my feet because I just couldn't get warm. It was just a cold wind. I really like this card. I needed some friendship cards for the order I'm doing, and I thought, oh, this would be just perfect. Okay. Paul is getting ready to go on his tournament, and so he is in full tournament mode. Except for it's so crappy out, he's having a hard time getting stuff loaded because it's so windy. So he said he might wait and do a little bit more of it tomorrow when he comes to get the boat. I love our colored pencils. Love, love, love them. Now you could take and add water and watercolor this, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to leave it. I'm just going to leave it the color. Okay. And then we're going to take our old olive green and we're going to do the leaves. And it's not going to take that long because there's not as many leaves as there was flowers. And I really like using the pencils on smaller areas like this because it's the markers the tips are hard to get to go in these little areas. Okay, let's flip it this way. Whoops, I went out of line on that one. You guys, I absolutely love this card. I'm not gonna lie. Okay. Honestly, there's not many cards that I don't like after I get them made. Sometimes I'm like, eh. Okay, so then we are going to, isn't that cute? Okay, we are going to take some dimensionals and we are going to pop it up real quick. This will probably be my example card. So there's a couple things that are going to be going on. They raised all our prices. I've always sold my cards pretty much 3 for $10, especially like at my vendor events. I was doing a subscription 5 for $25, but that included shipping. Well, shipping has gone up too, so I'm gonna have to raise my cards, and I'm gonna go 3 for $12, which I know that's $4 a card, but by the time you put the paper and the ink and the glue and the envelopes and the little bags, I just don't see any way around not doing it. It kind of breaks my heart, but still, you can't go to the store and buy a card for $4, right? And if you do, it's not a very good card. So that's the first thing. The second thing is I'm contemplating on my classes. I'm still not sure on that one. And then the other thing is I do sell my cards, and I guess maybe I don't advertise it enough, but if you have, I think what I'm going to do, I'm thinking about this, is I'm thinking about putting a sheet out like mid-month, so like right about now, and putting out for orders. So does anybody need cards for next month? Do you need birthday? Do you need kid birthday? Do you need anniversary? And do it that way and see about if I could get orders that way, and then guarantee that you'll have them by the first of the month. Unless there's a family emergency, and then I would have to let you know, and they would be either late or we'd have to bypass them that month. But instead of doing the subscription, it would just be you tell me this is what I need. And I would do it I would do it $4 a card or 3 for $12. So that's the same. That ain't gonna work. It'd be $4 a card. So, and maybe if it was a bigger order, I could give a little bit of a discount on it. And if I didn't have to ship it, and shipping is going to have to be on you guys. I would have no problem shipping. It's just that I'm not going to pay the postage. Shipping has just gotten to be unreal. Everything is unreal at this point in our lives. I'm struggling with this bow. But I think I'm gonna start that. And if you ever see a card that you're like, oh my gosh, I want that card, or I want 2 of those cards, just message me. I have my email on there. You can always email me, or just message me and tell me, Darla, I want that card. And we'll make arrangements and I'll get it done. Mother's Day is coming up. It's only a few weeks away. Does anybody need Mother's Day cards? I have a vendor event coming up the first weekend of May here in Warden. So I will have some there, but if you can't make it, let me know. I'll get you some made and I can get them shipped off, or I'm in Moses Lake at least once a week. I can meet up with you, or here in Warden, I can meet up with you. So, the other day I was sitting there, I was thinking, because I had somebody tell me, yeah, I thought about it, but I didn't know if you sell them. And I'm like, oh my goodness, all this time I guess I haven't really expressed myself. So yes, I sell my cards. I'd love to sell my cards. I love to have classes. I love to have people come have fun. That's another thing I'm thinking about is I am not working on Fridays. So I'm thinking about starting, like maybe there's a group of retired ladies or people that aren't working that would like to one Friday a month get together, have some girl time and do a class. So those are some of kind of the things I have in work. I'm going to have in the works. I'm trying to get them going. How's that sound? Okay. So there's that. And then all I'm going to do is I'm going to take this little flower and we are going to add, I'm just going to do a couple. Usually I always do, oops, dang nabbit. Oh, I'm going to be mad if I just mess this up. You know what? I'm not going to mess with it. Usually always I put it inside to the card. I very rarely do this. Have a card with no matting. But I love the color of this, and I love how it just kind of goes with the front of it. So I'm not going to mat it or anything. We're just going to leave it like that. Color it in real quick and call it good. And if you are watching me on YouTube or on through my blog and you want to order cards, reach out to me. Like I said, I really feel like that's what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a form on there and you can either print it off or just email me. But I would love to be your card dealer. I'm really trying to make a go at this. At first it was, oh, I'm just going to make enough to buy my supplies, and now I'm like, you know, I want to make more money than this, so kind of like a second income. So even if it's a last minute, you could always just reach out and say, hey, I'm looking for this, do you have one? And if I don't, because sometimes I do, I'll just be honest with you and say nope, or I can make one real quick, or I'm sorry, you know, I can't help you this time. But and it beats going standing in the card line. Okay, what do you guys think? I love it. I think it's simple. I think it's a nice little friendship card. Yeah, I really like it. So that's my video for the night. I hope you guys have a great day tomorrow. I hope this wind stops blowing. And we will be talking to you soon. This is Jarlo from Stampin' with Chaos. Have a great night. Have a good day. Talk to you soon.